be just watching some YouTube. Yep, I'm posting a YouTube video about watching YouTube. You should not watch what you know what is that. What is Tyler Vertelli's trying to get me to have nightmares? I don't feel like looking at the moment right now, but here I am.
Don't forget to like the game
Shut
and join
up.
our group. Thank you for playing
Shut
Catalog Green Screen.
Shut
We
up.
hope you stay.
Just shut up, please. Sorry, that thing will get muted out when I start watching videos. Idiots who accidentally streamed their own death. Well, let's watch this.
7-Eleven.
Please, I want fanboy milk.
I actually used to live stream on Twitch around 2 years ago, but I was always frustrated by the fact that most of the stream footage would become lost media once the stream ended. However, with some people, the thing that frustrated them the most wasn't the longevity of the content, but the fact that their life ended before their stream ended. The worst streamer deaths ever by the Painful Explainer.
Died of exhaustion. Li Hao was a 21-year-old computer science student in his final semester at Pingdingshan Vocational and Technical College.
Whoa. What is it? What is that college called? Ping Ding Ping Pong Technical College? What is that name?
He had signed what the industry called a cooperation agreement with a media company that specialized in gaming content. The contract seemed simple on paper. Stream for 240 hours across 26...
Simple on paper? Is that simple? Stream 240 hours? Like, yes, it's across 1 month, but still, 240 hours. That is a long period of time. So he's a student in college and he signs to some sort of like content creator agency or something. So 240 hours, that's almost 10 hours a day streaming. That is a 9-to-5 job. That is beyond a 9-to-5 job. That is 60 hours of streaming per week, roughly. Whereas people usually only work 40 hours per week.
Stream for 240 hours across 26 days and produce 15 short videos monthly. What Lee didn't anticipate was how the schedule would consume his life. The agreement calculated to over 9 hours of streaming daily, not including preparation time, editing videos, or his academic responsibilities.
Exactly, because he's still in college at this point. It's not like he's dropped out of college to do this contract. So he has to somehow fit 9 hours of streaming, schoolwork, editing the 15 shorts a month as well, and somehow get 8 hours of sleep as well. So we have 24 hours in a day, so let's subtract 8 for 8 hours of sleeping, so now we have 16 hours left, and then we have to subtract 9 because of the mandatory streaming hours, and so now we only have 7 hours left in a day. And so now let's subtract, I don't know, like maybe 1 hour or maybe 1.5 for eating food and stuff. Let's subtract 2 hours for eating food, so now we have 5 hours left in a day to do schoolwork, shower, and do the editing. I mean, technically that is kind of doable, although you would live a miserable life.
The media company paid him approximately 8,000 yuan, $1,200 monthly, just enough to...
Monthly, bro, monthly.
Yeah, guys. Speaking of month, let's I haven't been posting in a while, so let's just check. Let's check the last time I posted. Latest, bro. Why is private? Why is this private? Why is this private? Yo, wait. Yeah, I'll do that later. Back to the video. Where is it?
An hour or maybe 1.5 for eating food and stuff. Let's subtract 2 hours for eating food. So now we have 5 hours left in a day to do schoolwork, shower, and do the editing. I mean, technically that is kind of doable, although you would live a miserable life.
The media company paid him approximately 8,000 yuan, $1,200 monthly, just enough to...
Monthly, bro, monthly, 1,200 a month for 240 hours of streaming. So let's calculate the hourly rate of that. So that's 1,200 divided by 240 equals... Whoa, 5 $5 an hour you're getting paid, and this is US dollars. But I think this was in China, so I guess it beats, you know, working in a sweatshop factory or something like that. I think in a sweatshop you get paid like $1 per day or something, and so at least $5 is better than $1.
By November 2023, Lee had adapted to an extreme schedule. His roommates later told investigators he would attend classes during the day, then begin streaming at 9 p.m. and continue until 6 a.m.
What? So then how are you meant to sleep? Instead of streaming during the day, you have to stream during the entire night and the early morning?
Catching only brief periods of sleep between lectures. His final week was particularly brutal. 5 consecutive night shifts without a break. On the morning of November 10th, Lee's stream ended at 6:12 a.m. Viewers reported he appeared disoriented during the final hour, repeatedly losing focus during gameplay, and struggling to form complete sentences. He told his audience he felt strangely
Who's that?
despite the heated dormitory. At 2:30 p.m., his roommate attempted to wake Lee for an afternoon class. His body was cold to the touch. Despite shaking him vigorously, Lee showed no response. Emergency services were called, but medics pronounced him dead at the scene. His body showed no external injuries. The autopsy revealed that Lee had suffered a fatal cardiac arrhythmia, likely triggered by extreme exhaustion and prolonged sleep deprivation. His heart had simply stopped while he slept. Medical examiners found Lee's body had entered a state of adrenal crisis after 5 consecutive days with less than 2 hours of sleep each.
I mean, I don't blame his heart for doing that. Like, I think if I had to go through this situation, and if I was born as a human heart, I think I'd probably dip at that point as well. 5 night shifts in a row, so that is like 5 days with no sleep, and all of this for $5 per hour. You know what? It actually probably would have been better to just terminate the contract and just breach the contract. Like, you should just give them back their $1,200 for the month and just survive, because being alive is worth so much more than $1,200 per month.
Charity stream tragedy. Brian Vigneault, who streamed under the name Posh Brid, was a 35-year-old father of 3 and a respected figure in the World of Tanks community. On February 19th, 2017, he began what was intended to be a 24-hour charity live stream to raise money for the Make-A-Wish
It's for charity, at
Foundation.
least.
It was a format he had completed multiple times before, often pushing through extreme fatigue to entertain his audience while supporting causes he believed in. The stream began at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. For the first 20 hours, everything appeared normal. Vigneault played match after match, pausing only for bathroom breaks and to thank donors. Viewers noticed he was drinking energy drinks and smoking cigarettes regularly to stay awake. By hour 21, his eyes were bloodshot, and his reactions in the game had noticeably slowed. After streaming for nearly 22 consecutive hours, Vigneault told his audience he was stepping away for a cigarette break. His voice was hoarse, and he seemed to struggle standing up from
He's gonna
his
fall
chair.
off the balcony.
camera continued rolling, showing his empty seat while viewers waited for his
they're
return.
gonna hear it.
Minutes passed, then hours. Some viewers speculated he had fallen asleep off camera. Others joked that he had abandoned the charity stream. The truth was far more disturbing. At some point during his break, Vigneault collapsed in his Virginia Beach home. Medical examiners determined Vigneault had suffered cardiac arrest. The prolonged wakefulness, combined with caffeine, nicotine, and the stress of continuous performance, had triggered a fatal heart rhythm disturbance. His body was discovered still clutching an unlit cigarette.
Jesus Christ. So having a heart attack over World of Tanks. I've never played World of Tanks before, but this video is not sponsored by World of Tanks. That would have actually been messed up. Imagine if I did an ad read based off this like segueing into like a World of Tanks like ad like sponsored segment. That would have been messed up. Like someone's death and then like segueing into like a sponsored ad. But this was just one day. Keep in mind, it was just one day. I'm pretty sure I've seen instances where it took at least 3 days before you like that sort of like heart condition and then like they have a heart attack. But this is concerning. One day. Like that means any day of the week. Like maybe tomorrow I might just drop dead if I decide to do like 22 hours straight of like World of Tanks or like Fortnite or something. But maybe it was a combination with like the smoking and then something else. Maybe like the energy drinks, like the caffeine and all that stuff, and maybe something earlier. And maybe he was in bad health beforehand anyways. Let me just see what he looked like. Okay, he doesn't really look like he's in that bad health, but I think, yeah, this is what he looked like during the stream. I mean, he looks pretty healthy. Like, he looks like a pretty regular guy. But I guess one day of World of Tanks was enough to just kill him.
Alcohol overconsumption. Wang Mofeng, known to his followers as
Bro, but imagine not sleeping for one whole day. That would actually be crazy. Like, tell me in the chat, how long have you ever stayed up for? Stayed up till like 2 a.m. Or You can't tell me staying up till 2 a.m. isn't that long. Okay, I know some of you guys been like, ooh, I stayed up till like 4 a.m., but that's long, trust me. Alright. Back to the video.
Other 3,000 was a 34.
Oh yeah, guys, do you like my new background? Since I don't want to show my face, I'm relying on Roblox. Actually, let's not say that, because I don't want people to start trying to curse me. So, yeah. Oh yeah, guys, if you hate the stuff that Roblox be doing, say Roblox in the chat.
Year-old influencer on China's Douyin platform. He had built a modest following of 170,000 fans by participating in eating and drinking challenges that pushed physical limits. On July 15th, 2024, Wang joined a live PK challenge, a popular format where streamers compete against each other for viewer gifts and donations. The rules were simple but deadly. The creator who received fewer gifts during each round faced a punishment. That night, Wang repeatedly lost to his competitor. Each loss required him to consume a shot of baijiu, a clear Chinese spirit with alcohol content typically between 35 to 60%.
60%? Okay, for reference, let's just have a look at what's a common alcohol. Okay, let's just say vodka, like what is the red one? Okay, so for this vodka, the red one, Smirnoff, the alcohol is 37%. Meanwhile, this one is 60%. So that's double. That's like almost double.
The audience encouraged each drink with donations and comments. As the 3-hour stream progressed, Wang's speech became increasingly slurred. His face flushed deep red. By the stream's midpoint, he had already consumed 4 full bottles of baijiu, yet continued to accept more challenges. To prove to skeptical viewers that he wasn't drinking water, Wang struck matches and ignited the liquid, showing the blue flames characteristic of high-proof alcohol. During the final 30 minutes, Wang was barely coherent. He struggled to remain upright in his chair. The livestream ended at 11:42 p.m. with Wang waving goodbye to viewers while attempting to stand. He stumbled forward, knocking his camera over. The feed cut to black. 12 hours later, Wang's girlfriend entered his apartment after he failed to answer repeated calls. She found him face down on his living room floor, surrounded by empty baijiu bottles. There was evidence he had vomited while unconscious and subsequently asphyxiated. The medical examiner later determined his blood alcohol concentration was 0.58%, over 7 times the legal driving limit and well into the lethal range.
Jesus Christ, I'm pretty sure the legal limit is like 0.05. Isn't this more than 10 times or something? But I'm surprised he didn't just drop dead earlier. Like, he must have been a pretty heavyweight, and so he probably died when he, like fell into the camera, like during that live stream, because then he would have vomited and just like suffocated on his own vomit. But even if he didn't suffocate and drown in his own vomit, I don't know whether he would have like survived that. Like 0.58% blood alcohol volume, that is pretty bad. But like, no one's forcing you to do this. Like literally no one is forcing you to take a shot. Like, yes, it's a game like between like the TikTok live stream and stuff, but you don't have to do it. It's not like they're holding you at gunpoint. If this was me, I would have just swapped out all the alcohol with water. I think I would have faked this so hard. I like beforehand, I would have prepared all this in advance. And so if you guys ever see me like partaking in any sort of like drinking challenge, just know that 100% I'm going to tamper with it, and I'm going to switch it out with water in advance, okay? But like, okay, that's just going to be our secret.
Overexhaustion. Na Donghyun, known to his million-plus subscribers as Great Library or BuzzBean11, was one of South Korea's most influential gaming streamers.
Bro, no offense, but what the frick is that username? Your username in-game is really Great Library? What could that possibly even mean? So it's sort of like, here in my garage, I just bought my brand new Lamborghini, but you don't want to know what I love more than my Lamborghini, blah, blah, blah. Knowledge. And then like they show the bookshelf sort of thing. So you are the Great Library because you have knowledge. You love knowledge more than gaming and more than Lamborghinis.
The 36-year-old had been creating content since 2009, pioneering the Korean live streaming scene long before it became mainstream. On September 6, 2025, what had begun as routine exhaustion ended in tragedy at his Seoul apartment. In the days leading up to his death, Na's behavior on stream had grown increasingly erratic. During his final broadcast on September 4th, viewers watched as he repeatedly rubbed his temples and complained of severe headaches. "I haven't slept properly in 3 days," he told his audience while playing League of Legends.
I mean, I wonder why you haven't slept properly in 3 days. Maybe the reason why you haven't slept properly in 3 days is because you haven't slept in 3 days. You've just been playing League of Legends all this time. And so here's an idea. Just hop off League of Legends and just go to sleep.
My head feels like it's going to explode. For 5 hours, Na continued streaming despite visible discomfort.
Stop
At several
streaming.
points, he briefly closed his
Stop.
eyes and swayed in his chair. Longtime viewers commented that he looked unusually pale.
Stop.
Midway through the stream, he abruptly stood up, clutching the side of his head,
Go to
before
sleep.
sitting down again and apologizing. Just dizzy, he explained.
What?
It happens a lot lately. The stream ended at 2:17 a.m.
Whoa.
when Na said he needed to lie down. Those would be the last words his audience ever heard from him. For the next 36 hours, his social media accounts remained silent. This wasn't unusual for Na, who often took breaks between streams without announcement. On the evening of September 6th, his ex-wife used her emergency key to enter his apartment after failing to reach him for a scheduled child custody exchange. She found Na on his bedroom floor. Emergency responders arrived within minutes, but could only confirm what was already apparent. Na had been dead for at least 24 hours. The autopsy revealed a massive cerebral hemorrhage had occurred at the base of his brain. Medical examiners explained that Na likely felt increasing pressure and pain as blood slowly leaked into his cranial cavity. Eventually, the bleeding accelerated, causing rapid unconsciousness and death. His body showed signs of severe sleep deprivation, with stress hormones at levels typically seen only in patients with advanced exhaustion disorders.
So I guess he was already dying before he hopped on the live stream. I guess he wasn't dead because of the live stream. He didn't die because of the live stream. I think live streaming sort of distracted him from like the signs and symptoms that sort of should have made him go to a doctor and get this stuff diagnosed. And so technically, yeah, live streaming was kind of to blame for this. And so like, okay, no offense of course, but like maybe this is why the ex-wife maybe divorced him, because he was spending too much time live streaming instead of, you know, looking after the kids or something. Because if live streaming is occupying so much of your time to the point where it just distracts you from a brain hemorrhage, that is a little bit concerning.
Mukbang tragedy. Effican Culture
Okay.
was a 24-year-old
Mukbang.
Turkish mukbang streamer who had amassed over 800,000 followers across multiple platforms. His content centered around consuming massive quantities of food while engaging with viewers in real time. What began as occasional eating challenges in 2022 quickly escalated as his popularity grew. By early 2025, Culture was regularly consuming between 10,000 and 15,000 calories in a single sitting, often multiple times per week. Viewers tuned in to watch as he devoured entire family-sized pizzas, buckets of fried chicken, and dozens of hamburgers in one sitting.
Okay, let's just calculate this. So 10,000 to 15,000 calories. So I wonder how many calories are in like a McDonald's family meal pack. Bro, I always find it so funny how the McDonald's like website is so it's so like well designed. Like it's actually so messed up because kids, they go on this website and then they can just have anything they want. Like look at all the animations, even this, like look at that animation. That is insane. Okay, so we have some information over here. So there are 2,000 calories, I think, for a triple cheeseburger. Actually, no, that's not even calories. That's kilojoules. So it's 600 calories. So for 50, wait, let's just calculate this. Okay, so this guy was eating 24, the equivalent of 24 triple cheeseburgers every single mukbang.
The more he ate, the more his audience grew. The more his audience grew, the more extreme his consumption became.
And the more extreme his consumption became, the more he actually grew physically. Like the more he ate, the more he grew. He just became massively, morbidly obese.
It was a cycle that would ultimately prove fatal. In December 2024, regular viewers began commenting on Culture's labored breathing during streams. Even while sitting still, he appeared to struggle for air. His face and extremities showed visible swelling, and during a New Year's Eve broadcast, he paused several times to catch his breath between bites. By February 2024,
I mean, if eating food is exhausting you and like making you out of breath, like the art of chewing food is making you out of breath, you know something's wrong.
By February 2025, Culture's weight had reached an estimated 440 pounds,
Whoa.
a dramatic increase from the 170 pounds he
Doubled,
weighed when
more
his
than
channel
doubled.
began. On February 7th, during what would be his final live stream, Culture attempted to eat 5 large doner kebabs in under 30 minutes. 20 minutes into the challenge, he began sweating profusely and complained of chest pain. The stream abruptly ended. 3 days later, Turkish media reported that Culture had been hospitalized with severe respiratory distress and cardiac complications. His organs, overwhelmed by his rapid weight gain, were beginning to fail.
Jeez.
Doctors placed him on a ventilator as his condition deteriorated. For the next 3 weeks, Culture remained in intensive care. His body, already pushed beyond its limits by years of extreme consumption, could not recover. On March 7, 2025, his heart stopped. Despite 47 minutes of resuscitation attempts, doctors could not revive him. The official cause of death was listed as cardiorespiratory failure secondary to morbid obesity and metabolic syndrome.
Jesus Christ, but honestly, I don't blame that guy's heart. Like, the guy's heart had to go through all of that stress of eating all that food every single week. So I guess it just literally just gave up. Like, the organs fail, like, it's organ failure, but like the organs like literally just gave up. Like, they just could not be bothered anymore. But the tricky thing is that perhaps he relied on like the social media and live stream sort of thing in order to survive and pay his expenses. And so he may not have had a choice. Like, he may have been just forced to keep doing these mukbangs and gaining weight in order to just survive in real life. Because otherwise, if he just didn't do the mukbangs, then he wouldn't earn any money from social media, and then he would just go broke and die anyways.
Died live on camera. Jean Pormanov, whose real name was Raphael Gravin, was a 46-year-old French content creator who built his reputation on extreme challenges and endurance streams. On March 17, 2025, he began what would become his final broadcast, a 10-day marathon live stream on Kick that promised viewers unprecedented access to his deteriorating mental and physical state. The stream was marketed as ultimate endurance entertainment.
But at 46 years old, you're really going to be doing this ultimate endurance entertainment? I feel like you're 20 years late on that, buddy. No offense, 20 years late. I think maybe this would have been better if you were 26 years old rather than 46.
Pormanov was subjected to sleep deprivation, with viewers paying to keep him awake through loud noises played at random intervals. Each day, the challenges intensified. By day 5, he was visibly disoriented, slurring his words and experiencing microsleeps on camera. What viewers didn't know was that, behind the scenes, Pormanov had signed a contract requiring him to complete the full 10 days regardless of his condition.
Bro, what? An actual stream contract with who? Who did you sign this with? Like, was it with the Kick platform or something? And also, what's the point of this marathon? Like, you're doing all this, like, physical tests and all that stuff. Like, you're just getting beaten up. Sleep deprivation for what? Like, is it like a subathon? You're doing all this for money? Is it really worth it? Okay, but maybe 10 days for, like, I don't know, like $1 million? Yeah, that would probably be worth it. But is $1 million really worth your life? That is the question.
The production team continued pushing him, introducing humiliation segments where he was forced to consume substances later identified containing high levels of caffeine, amphetamine-like stimulants, and alcohol. On day 8, at approximately 2:13 a.m., Pormanov began showing signs of severe physical distress. His breathing became irregular. He complained of chest pain but was coerced to continue. The production team muted his microphone when he begged to stop.
Jesus, okay, so I guess that's a way to sort of silence him. You can just prevent all the viewers from hearing what he has to say. I feel like that's just like taking someone's EpiPen away, like as they're having an allergic reaction. And then the only way they can get their EpiPen back from you is if they start barking like a dog or something.
At 4:27 a.m., viewers watched as Pormanov suddenly clutched his chest. His body went rigid, then limp. For 17 minutes, he remained slumped in his gaming chair while the stream continued. No one on the production team entered the room. The camera captured his final, shallow breaths.
What, and he just died on that marathon? Like, he didn't even make it to day 10? I think I heard about this back when it happened, but I don't think I've seen any footage. I think I read that people started, like, throwing, I don't know, like, empty bottles of soda at his body as well, like, when he was dead as well, before realizing he was actually dead. But honestly, technically, it was kind of his own fault for signing this contract. Like, he should have understood that this could potentially kill him.
Buddy, that's a lot of that's a lot of subscribers. Anyways, if you enjoyed that, make sure what's that called me, bro? Or even, like, I love this guy's intros. Like, wait, let me show you this intro. Look at this.
7-Eleven.
Please, I want fanboy milk.
I actually used to live stream.
Okay, it's funny but weird, like very weird. Alright. Next time we're gonna be watching this video by him. So if you want that to happen, make sure to like and subscribe. Yep, I'll do. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Oh yeah. Oh, so I have school.
I could call you for an admin, you fucking ding dong.
So I'll So I'll watch this thing next. Way kid outsmarts evil babysitter. So yeah, so if you enjoyed that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Don't forget to like the game and join our group.
Nobody's
Thank you for
talking
playing
to-
Catalog
nobody's
Green
talking
Screen.
to you.
We hope you stay.
I'm about to leave right now. Just why? You had to see that right that second, huh? Huh? I'm about to leave. Like, alright. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to like and subscribe. Hey. Alright, see you in the next one tomorrow. And
Don't forget to like the game
Shut
and
up.
join our
Shut
group.
up. Shut up.
Thank you for playing Catalog Green Screen.
up.
We hope you stay.
Alright, that'll be it for today. If you enjoyed that, make sure to hit that subscribe, like, and subscribe. Not forcing, by the way. Also, guys, if you thought I quit when I wasn't posting for like months, I didn't. I just forgot. Alright, I won't forget again. Please forgive me. Alright. Bye-bye.